Welcome, Mr. McCoy.
Thank you. But from here on in, I'm not just Mr. McCoy. You can call me Beast. Chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about Marvel Legends Retro Beast. Retro carded Beast on the beautiful card back with the plastic shell and the nostalgia with the 80s and 90s designs. And oh man, I love these things so much, which is kind of bonkers that I rip them open and then throw them away. But for that brief little fleeting moment when he's there, just beautifully displayed in his plastic carbonite prison, oh my god! He looks so freaking gorgeous. I gotta calm down a little bit. I'm even saying to myself right now, okay, Dave, you're at a 10, and right now I need you at a 4. Whew, okay, there we go. For those of you still watching, let's talk about this beast. He is beautiful. I'm so happy I got him, okay? He's not perfect though. There are some little frustrations here that stop him from being, like, absolutely fantastic. So first of all, let's just say, if you've got this guy, then this dude is not necessarily an absolutely essential purchase, maybe surplus to requirements. We're going to be referring to this dude a lot because they are identical as far as the bodies are concerned. So I'm not going to wrestle with the lab coat. No, I'm just going to keep it on, because if you want to see what the articulation is, well, I got that right here. So the big news really is all of the accessories. And the accessories are great. Cloth goods, man. You gotta love them. Does the lab coat like sit a little bit funny? Yeah, it does. I mean, it's a little puffy off his shoulders because obviously it's made with human-sized fibers. They don't sit like, you can't shrink down like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Rick Moranis. Great movie, you know, a proper lab coat. So just like Mezco figures, it's not going to be a perfect recreation of what a real life lab coat would look like, but it's the idea of it. And then your brain can fill in the gaps. I don't know if you guys are like me or not. Hopefully you are. You've all got very creative memories and mindsets. I can look at this and my brain will sort of Mandela effect this into being a good looking lab coat. I'm not saying it's bad, but you know, you gotta just use your imagination a little bit. But looking at little things like he's got his pocket sewn in at the top here as well, nice little extra touch there. That's good. That's good. Okay, I've got to get some focus here. I've got to try and get some structure to this review. The reason a lot of people wanted an update of this is because we only have this rah Jim Lee looking Beast head. And of course, we really know Beast. Professor Hank McCoy, as Longfellow would say, usually has a more relaxed looking face. So now we've got it. I feel for you. You know, shout out to all you customizers who 3D print your relaxed looking Henry McCoy faces, because y'all are out of business now. Because Hasbro have done it. They've made this perfect, absolutely pitch perfect Hank McCoy studying in his lab Beast face. It is gorgeous. Like, I was going to say 10 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10 for the face, but a high grade. Especially because a waggy finger, especially because we've got the glasses as well. That really sets it apart. And these are loose glasses, or they come loose. I instantly glued these Mother Hubbards on because someone told me that they managed to get theirs to stick. Nah, not on mine. These aren't sticking. And even if I could balance them on, I know that I would just lose them eventually. Eventually they would fall off and they'd go under a rug or something. They'd fall into the freaking negative zone, as we all know pieces do. You drop it like 2 feet and then suddenly it blips out of existence and then 10 years later shows up under the sofa downstairs, and it's like, how did that happen? So no, Davey, don't play that. I learned that lesson from Jubilee. Never again. Okay? So these instantly got glued to his relaxed head. Because, I mean, come on, if he's going to be wearing glasses, it's going to be the relaxed Henry McCoy. But this looks fantastic. Really, really love that. Then you got the beakers, the extra bottles, same designs, I guess, as the lizard came with. And again, they look so nice. I love he's got the little writing on there, X gene. I guess the X gene is pink. Who knew? There you go. So I think that's great. Again, it's Henry McCoy in his lab. I love it. I dig it. But again, Hasbro's gonna Hasbro, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, you can tell that these accessories are not designed for the beast. His hands are too big. He can't quite hold them great. You can see like the little green bottle here is like clinging on for dear life. It's like, don't drop me from your giant beast hands. Yeah, he might be. If that's a legacy virus in there, then everyone's in big trouble. So that's not great. That the stems of the bottles ideally need to be a little bit longer for him to have a proper good grip on them. But hey, I'm glad we got them because they do look really, really nice. Then the other difference, of course, is we got the toenails. We got the painted fingernails. Bright white. Little too white. I got to say, if it was a little more dull, bit more of a bone white, that would make a big improvement, because it's like, whoa, you just had a manicure and a pedicure, a mani-pedi as they call them, because yeah, they are shockingly white. So a little critique for Hasbro there. If you wanted to tone that down a little bit, like I'm trying to tone down my personality, but I think it's because I haven't done a review for a while, so I'm kind of on a high. I'm giddy. I'm a little bit giddy. I missed you guys. It's good to be back doing this. So Hasbro, like I turned myself down to a 4. You all need to just turn these down to a bit more of a bony kind of color as opposed to the shocking whites. But I'm belaboring the point now. The other thing, this is where the frustration comes in, and it's a shame, but your mileage may vary depending on taste. This has the superior paintwork, but this has a lovely darker dry brushing or wash on his fur, so you got like the darker fur going on the tops of the feet and then the backs of the calves here. You've got this darker black, which makes it just look more furry. Whereas here on the new beast, it's all a flat blue. There's a little bit of shading on his chest, so you can see that they've done a little bit of work there. Oh, you see? Case in point. There you go. He struggles. He struggles to hold on to the bottles because the necks, the stems, they're just too short. They're designed for small reptilian hands. That looks weird. They're designed for small reptilian hands, not for big beast hands. So yeah, there you go. He can drop his beakers if he's not careful. But yeah, we do have some shading with the fur on the chest and also on the back. I can't see any fur shading on the back, but then again, I'm not going to take the lab coat off, so it's neither here nor there, is it? But that's a disappointment. Again, so often with Hasbro, you're like, well, this version of the figure has this, and this version of the figure has this, so really the best figure is a mashup of the two. I'm going to have to buy both. No, not in this case. But this is definitely the great replacement beast. The other similarity, of course, is you've got the original Jim Lee head. So they're both rah! And again, this still looks nice. And the shading and paintwork on this is a genuine straight up improvement. This is nicer. And then the more I look at it, this original one has a very shiny plastic gloss kind of finish to it, whereas this new one actually looks a lot more matte. It's a bit of a matte finish, which looks more natural, I think, and that goes a long way. Okay, especially if you are collecting the animated figures, which I don't like, but he would fit much better. He'd fit in there much better. Words are hard. Say them in the right order, Dave. So yeah, actually, now that I look at them both like that, this one looks more plastic, this one looks more furry and real. That's a big point there. I really dig that. So finally, just because this is technically like an action figure review, I'll show some articulation, but I'll do it with the original because he's not wearing his jacket. So the butterfly joints, holy jimoly. Like, that's great. You can have him really reaching all the way back, launching into battle. That's fantastic. I love the articulated toes on the feet as well. The way he can be gripping onto a bar or something. And that's just, it's nice. It's a nice extra touch. You've got the ab crunch and you've got the upper waist swivel as well. This is a few years old, this figure. This was very hard to get, actually. This was really expensive until they brought out this one. So if anyone was sitting on their beast waiting to sell it, too late will be the cry when the man with the bargains has passed you by, because now people can pick this guy up for 30. I'd say that's money well spent. So yeah, you can actually maneuver him around really beautifully. And of course, he also has his flat hand. So you can do the handstand pose as well. I got to admit, little disclaimer, when I did film him doing a handstand on the Spinatron 5000, ludicrously expensive, I did use some blue tack just to keep him in place. But this is a big pad. It is actually really not difficult to get him to balance, and it's fun as well. And then of course you've got the clenched fist hand as well, so a lot of posing options you can do. That adds to the toyetic fun of it. I really like this guy. Let's give him a grade. So as a final grade for Retro Beast, I'm going to give this dude an excellent 7.5 out of 10. That is a big, big grade for model behavior. You know, 5 out of 10, that's what we have for an average figure. But with the lab coat, the soft goods, that jacks it up a great deal. Throw in an extra head, you've got 4 different hands, the beakers, the glasses. 7.5, I think is what I said, and that's what I'm sticking with. That is an exceptionally good grade, and I think a worthy update as well. He would have scored higher if he was an original piece, but he's not. Like, it is just reuse. They could, if they wanted to, have just sold an accessory pack. You could have bought these like a Hasbro accessory pack for $5. That would have been great. But also, I love the fact that this was a really expensive, in-demand figure, and Hasbro have released this new version, all the bells and whistles, as a single release. No wave, no multi-pack. You want it, you can buy it. If you don't, you can leave it. That's what action figure collecting should be. So Hasbro, thumbs up for that, because you drive us crazy with your multi-packs of tat to get just 1 or 2 good figures. So the fact that we can get this guy on his own, mwah! The way it should be. More like that, please. And folks, that does it for my review of the Retro Beast. What do you guys think of the figure? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. As Longfellow himself once said, you gotta join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. If you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying-model-behaviour, throw in a couple of bucks my way, and I promise I won't use it to buy any more coffee or Red Bull or Monster. I'm really giddy today, and I don't know why. I had a good gym workout. That's probably it. I got the exercise endorphins. So gang, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time